Shalom, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. I found the fourth book of the prophet Enoch. I've also found the third book, but I'm going to start with the fourth book. I know we're reading the first book right now, but the fourth book I feel like needs to be read. Okay, I'm going to try to get through this whole chapter. This, the book of Enoch, those things that he saw, heard, and learned, which were revealed to him from the Elohim of the heavenly plane. I, Enoch, was called by Yahuah in their ministry when I was 65 years old. At that time, while I was traveling about, a voice spoke to me, instructing me to preach the principles of truth throughout the mortal plane. I was reluctant to preach because I could not speak well, and I had no reason to think that others would listen to me. But I was instructed by the voice to anoint my eyes with wet clay, and when I did, I could see into the spiritual realm. I received the reality underlying this creation, and I saw that the principles that my parents had taught me originated in truth. I rejoiced in the Adonai's word and in the promises that I received of eternal life through the merits of the Messiah, who would descend in the mortal plane from the spiritual realm. These things were shown to me by the angel messengers of Yahuah. They were my teachers, revealing to me the nature of mankind and the plan of redemption which Yahuah had prepared to rescue mortals from darkness, to which they enslaved themselves because of the illusions which they believe. 1 second, guys. Okay. Stop beeping. It's Burger King, and I clicked it. I clicked it, babe. Sorry, guys. This kept going. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And when I did, I could see into the spiritual realm. Okay, I read that. I'm sorry. These things were shown to me by the angel messengers of Yahuah. They were my teachers, revealing to me the nature of mankind and the plan of redemption which Yahuah had prepared, love you, babe, to rescue mortals from darkness, to which they enslaved themselves because of the illusions which they believe. From the angels I learned that the time will come when all the spirits which await mortality on this earth will have been born. Then the earth will be enveloped in fire, melting like a honeycomb that is placed in a flame. All the physical creation will be destroyed, but that which is good and full of light will afterward be renewed. There will be new planets and a new earth. Love you, babe. On which those who are centered in propriety will dwell with the angel of peace forever. The elect will be preserved through the mercy of the Son of Yahuah. They will dwell among Yahuah, filled with the light of the Elohim head, and they will be happy and blessed forever. Before that time, the Son of Yahuah will descend with multitudes of his saints to govern mankind, destroying that which is of darkness, so that the inhabitants of the earth will enjoy an age of light for 1,000 years. Then the illusion of darkness will vanish before the light of truth. Satan will be bound, for they will no longer have power to deceive mortal minds. The knowledge of truth will cover the earth, and darkness will be banished until the end of time. 4th Enoch, chapter 2. Those who dwell in the heavenly realm know truth. Reality is spread out before them. They can look into the heavenly planes which are above them, and the physical planes which are beneath them, perceiving the realities of existence, for truth is continually washing over them. As the waves of the sea wash over the sands which are on the shore, they know that what appears to be is not what is, for they perceive the reality that is hidden from mortal minds by the mists of darkness. All creation acts according to law, for law is the essence of Yahuah. It is the great Yahuah of all other Elohims. Light and darkness interact with the law, and by the power of the law, the children of Yahuah are raised up to everlasting life. Or, if they reject the means of salvation when they have clearly seen it, they are immersed in eternal darkness by the same power of the law. It is the nature of mortals to be impatient. They will not follow the Adonai's teachings because they cannot always see the results of those teachings immediately manifested in their lives. They do not walk with the angel of peace because their minds are filled with desire. They are perpetually wanting what they do not have, and if they obtain it, they desire something else. They can never know true happiness, for they are focused on what they do not have, rather than on what they have. Being centered in desire, they can only experience suffering, for desire is the source of suffering, as peace is the source of joy. The elect who follow the way of the Adonai of spirits have learned to be at peace with the eternal law, the reality which is. They desire only light and truth. For that desire they must suffer, but their suffering is swallowed up in the joy of unity with the divine. They will be filled with light, joy, and peace, and they will inherit the earth. The elect will follow the way of life, will receive understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. They will learn propriety and prudence, and they will develop those divine attributes which are shared by Yahuah, so that they will exist forever, surrounded by all that is good. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of another word for divine. Chapter 3. Light and darkness coexist in eternal enmity. Their warfare never ends. Even from among Yahuah, there are those who have been won by darkness, rebelling against the way in which they should walk to follow their own wills. 200 of the seraphim have descended to the physical plane, where they have impregnated mortal women, thinking in this way to produce a better race to inherit the earth. This is a parody of the divine plan, for the seraphim cannot generate the power to create Elohims out of the mortal men and women. Sorry. The leader of these seraphim was Semyaza. He called them together and said to them, "We cannot succeed unless we remain united in our purpose. Join with me then, and swear by the Yahuah of light and darkness that we will remain united in our determination to overthrow the plan of Yahuah, so that we can initiate a better way to exalt mankind. Swear that you will do whatever you must, using whatever power of light or darkness you can obtain to bring this about." So each of them swore in the presence of the others by the Yahuah of light and darkness, binding themselves by many curses to carry out their plan. Descending to the mortal plane in the vicinity of Mount Armon, these seraphim began to impregnate the women of the surrounding region. The children who were born to these women grew to be giants, 8 to 10 feet tall. They had no light in them, for their bodies were not filled by spirits from Yahuah, but spirits of darkness entered them. These corrupted the people over whom they ruled, teaching them all kinds of impropriety, so that mankind sank deeper and deeper into darkness. Chapter 4. Then the archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Raguel, Uriel, Saraquel, and Remiel counseled together, and they appeared before Yahuah to appeal in behalf of mankind. "Kodesh, one of the heavenly realm," they cried, "the prayers of your children have come up to us, pleading that we will intercede with the highest Elohim. You are Adonai of Adonais, Elohim of Elohims, ruler of rulers. You organize everything that is on the physical plane, and you have absolute power over it. You know everything, and you see everything. Nothing can be hidden from you. You know what the seraphim and their children are doing on the mortal plane, how they are corrupting mankind, teaching them every kind of impropriety. Those who love truth and those who are oppressed are praying to us constantly for relief. You know everything, even before it happens. Your knowledge is infinite. You know that both those who are alive and those who have died are praying for the power of the seraphim and their children to be destroyed. Yet you have given us no instructions. What should we do to end this detestable situation?" Then the highest Elohim, the great and Kodesh one, spoke to the archangels. "The mortal plane will be cleansed of all these corruptions," he said. "It will be washed clean, for the works of darkness will destroy themselves. But we will preserve those who are centered in propriety to repopulate the mortal plane and perpetuate the Kodesh order of Yahuah there. The seraphim had thought they could create a race of superior beings, but they cannot do it. For that which is not light is darkness, and darkness has no life in it. Only the eternal plan of light can perpetuate the race of Yahuah. Every other plan originates in darkness and contains the seeds of its own destruction. These seraphim, Semyaza and his companions, have become sons of perdition. They are now Elohims of darkness, and they will be banished to worlds of darkness, and they cease to exist. Everything which is not light will have an end. Every oppressor will perish from the mortal plane. Every improper thing will destroy itself. But the saints will live forever. Their posterity will never end. They will live on the new earth. I apologize. At that time, no one will despoil the earth. She will be covered with trees and vegetation. There will be no unfruitful ground. The earth will become a perfect garden for mankind to inhabit. As it will be no unfruitful ground, the earth will become a perfect garden for mankind to inhabit. As it was in the beginning of the physical plane, everyone who lives on it will live in perfect harmony with the earth, the heavenly Abba, and all their Kodesh angels. The earth will be purified from all the oppression, all injustice, all crime, all alienation from the divine powers, and all the pollution which covers it. Then all mankind will be centered in propriety. All nations will be at peace. The earth will be cleansed from all corruption, every crime, all punishment, and all suffering. The treasures of the heavenly realm will be poured out on the earth, and all mankind will live in peace and equity forever. This sounds really amazing. Then Remuel asked the highest Elohim, when will these things happen? As soon as mankind are prepared to receive them, was the reply. At the end of time, the gnosis of truth will flow over the earth, until the heavenly plane and the physical plane become one. Then will all these things happen, declared the Kodesh ones of truth. Chapter 5. After this, the archangel Michael came to me while I was meditating in my garden. My mind was flowing into the greatness and blessing of the Adonai, Yahuah of power and Adonai of peace. When I saw Michael, and he said to me, Enoch, teacher of propriety, go to the land of Armon, to Semyaza, the leader of those seraphim who have become the Elohim of darkness. Say to him, Semyaza, you have deserted your lofty place in the spiritual realm to impregnate mortal women and produce children contrary to the divine plan. You were in the spiritual realm, but you did not understand the mysteries that were taught you there. The son of Yahuah will be born on this mortal plane, but he will not be the child of a seraph, for you do not have the power to beget a divine son in immortality. The bodies which you have produced are the habitations of spirits of darkness, who create only destruction on the earth. They will be destroyed, for there is no light in them, and you will inherit darkness for your dark deeds. I did as Michael had instructed me. I traveled to the land of Armon, located Semyaza, and delivered my message. He was very angry and commanded his sons to imprison me. They did, and I was 3 days in the prison, but I continued to rejoice in Yahuah with my whole soul. Then Michael came to me in the prison, and he said to me, Enoch, teacher of propriety, I am your angel who stands before the Adonai of spirits. The spiritual realm is filled with angels, saints, and spirits who are centered in propriety. These hear the prayers of mortals, adding their faith to yours, so that your minds can expand as far as Yahuah. You are not alone, for the work of the inhabitants of the spiritual realm, who are devoted to the increase of light and truth, is to assist you to rise up and share the exaltation and light which they have received. You, Enoch, have been called by Yahuah to be a teacher of propriety, a spiritual master to instruct those on the mortal plane concerning the principles which will enable them to become like Yahuah. Mankind in their natural state are subject to illusions of the powers of darkness. They live their lives at enmity with Yahuah because they are ignorant of the principles of truth. Even when they try to do good, they frequently commit evil, because the laws of cause and effect are hidden from them by the illusions of mortal existence. You have been instructed by your parents and your ancestors in the order of the ancients, and the Kodesh angels are continuing to unfold before you the way of life. That which you have received, you must impart to others, or it will be of no value to you. I will take you from this prison, for the slaves of darkness have no power over you. You are called to proclaim the Adonai's word throughout the mortal plane, until Yahuah receives you up to himself. Go, Enoch. Declare truth. Do not fear what mortals can do to you, for you are triumphant through the power of Yahuah, who has saved you. Then Michael took me by the hand, and instantly we were standing on a hill, far from the land of Armon, where he kissed me and departed from me. His kiss filled me with fire, and I walked down the hill, centered in the desire to share with all mankind the light which I had received. Chapter 6. And after this, there's 6 more chapters in 4th Enoch. We'll read these next time. I was carried away in a vision to the land of Al-Bel-Seal, or Obel-Seal, something like that, which is situated between Libanos and Seneser. There I saw a body of people united in the true order of prayer. The Adonai stood in the middle of them, but they could not see him, for their faces were veiled. I asked the Kodesh angel who stood near me, why are their faces veiled so they cannot see the Adonai standing among them? The angel replied, because they belong to the physical plane, their eyes are blinded by the veil of darkness, so that they cannot perceive the light which is among them. Only when they receive that gnosis, which will tear off the veil, will they be able to see that which is real. Teach them, Enoch, help them rip off the veil and bask in the radiant light of truth. Then I was lifted up to the heavenly plane, where I saw the abode of the cherubim. Its walls, roof, and floor were all of crystal, as were its surroundings. Its roof flashed with fire, and a flame burned around its walls. Its entrance also was a gate of fire. When I entered this dwelling, it was hot as fire and cold as ice. Looking beyond this abode, I saw another habitation more spacious than it. Its entrance was open before me, and it was enveloped in a vibrating flame. So greatly did it excel the first in every way that it is impossible to even compare the two. But what was my surprise to be led to a third dwelling, greater than the former two combined. Attentively I surveyed it, and I saw within it a glowing seat of power. From beneath this seat of power flowed rivers of flaming fire. On the seat of power sat 2 radiant beings, whose robes were brighter than the sun and whiter than anything in creation. Surrounding them were the sanctified who had been saved out of all the creations of Yahuah. These continually praised them who sat on the seat of power, entering in their radiant light. But they did not give counsel to the beings who sat on the seat of light, for they needed none. I stood in their presence, trembling at their majesty. But one of them spoke to me. Approach us, Enoch, he instructed, and hear our Kodesh word. Then I was, Then I was lifted up and approached their seat of power, but I hardly dared look at them. One of them spoke to me, and again, look at us, Enoch. He said, for we are Yahuah, even as we have begotten mankind in our own likeness. But this is the great secret, Enoch. We are not different from each other, but different manifestations of the same reality. Yahuah is Yahuah. He may appear to you to be male or female, but if they were either, they would be halves, not whole, and wholeness is the attribute of deity. Yahuah is not male or female, but Yahuah. The sanctified are not male or female, but sanctified. All of mankind are incomplete as long as they view themselves as male or female, for half of their reality is veiled from them. You must see beyond the illusion of separateness to the essential oneness of being in order to perceive truth. Until then, you cannot relate in a proper manner with the rest of creation. Look at us, Enoch, and perceive truth, that they opened up to me a great mystery, and I saw the meaning of what I had heard. And chapter 7 is short, so I'll read that real quick. Fourth Enoch chapter 7, sorry. There is a great impropriety among mankind, for they worship the Yahuah of darkness, or the Elohim of darkness. It says God, so. As though he were light. It is the nature of mankind to call good bad, and to call bad good, to call light darkness, and to call darkness light. The Elohim of darkness should not be worshipped, for his power is only death and destruction. He cannot create, he can only destroy. He cannot heal, he can only make ill. He cannot build up, he can only break down. He has no power of life, but only of death. His power is temporary, it will disappear, for destruction ends in recreation, illness ends in healing, breaking down ends in rebuilding, and death ends in resurrection. The work of the Yahuah of light, of the Elohim of light, may falter, but it never dies. The work of the God of darkness may appear to triumph, but it never endures. Worship only the eternal Father of lights, for in them centers all power for good, and they will remain forever. I'm going to stop there. Next time we'll read 8 through 12. Where it was talking about human beings not understanding that there's like a singularity or whatever. I don't believe that they're agreeing with transgenders here. I believe that it's just human beings cannot see that the soul, or like that beings of light, like the angels, the messengers, Yahuah, the beings that were of darkness, they could show themselves as male or female, and humans couldn't fathom that. So I just wanted to clarify that a little better so that I'm not hanging myself up with this reading here. But I felt like when I read right before I got on here to share this with you guys, I read the first part, almost all of the first 2 chapters of this, and I felt like it sounded very important for me to share with you guys, especially in the last days. I love you all. Baruch haba Bashem Yahuah. Shalom and blessings. And if you can, please remind me to fix my volume, because I'm going to be going on a study in about a half an hour. Love you all so much. Shalom.